Daniel Merriweather. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very good.
Good.
How was the gym? I've got to ask you that because you were there this morning, you see.
I was in the gym. You've obviously been reading my Twitter updates.
Yeah.
Yes, I was in the gym. It was good. I didn't last too long, but because I had to get on the train. But no, it was good fun. I haven't worked out in a while.
I'm going to say, are you a frequent gym goer or are you a reluctant gym goer? Do you do it because you have to?
Well, it's just that when you're on tour, you're sort of sitting around on tour buses and trains. So it's good to, it's hard to sort of get in exercise. So this morning I got up early and got on the treadmill for a second. Excellent. Who knows if it'll happen tomorrow.
Do you get recognised when you're in the gym? Does someone look at, oh, that's Daniel Merriweather?
It was in a tiny little room in a hotel in Glasgow and there was no one in there. I was on my own. Yeah.
Best way. So the brand new single, which we're going to play in a minute, is called Water and a Flame. Mm-hmm. And it's a duet with the fantastic Adele.
This is true.
How did you get together for this then?
Well, it's sort of the same way that I made most of the album. It just sort of came together through working with friends and people I'd sort of met along my travels. And I met Adele about 3 years ago and, Mark Ronson was producing some of her songs and that's how we met. And then I'd written this song that I really wanted her to be on and I asked her and she said yes. So that's kind of how it came about.
Is there always a risk when you're thinking about a duet that the person you ideally want to sing with, when it actually comes to it, it's not going to work kind of thing?
Yeah,
there's always that risk, obviously.
They just say no. That's always a problem. But I mean, it's kind of like, for me, it was just like, there was no one else I could really think of that would fit on that song. And so I was really happy when she said yes.
And I read a quote that you said that if you could basically sing the alphabet together and it would sound good, I think.
I think that I probably said that she could sing the alphabet and it would sound good.
Too modest.
I have to have a song. She can just read the phone book and she'll sound great.
And she had that fantastic year, obviously, last year with that album that just basically took everyone by storm, didn't she?
Oh, it's such a beautiful album, and it was, she got those Grammy nominations. She's doing it big.
So Water and Flame are two things that obviously don't, kind of opposite ends of the spectrum kind of thing. And obviously the title of the album, your album, Love and War as well. Is that a thing on purpose or is it just a... Well, do you see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain. Not very well.
No, it's a good point you make because I've been reading a lot of Jean Baudrillard and he talks a lot about dialectics and opposite forces being the closest 2 points. So day and night being as equal and opposite and important as each other. And it's the same thing with emotions, I guess, and with relationships. And I guess that's kind of, I don't know, I always end up writing songs that sort of somehow revolve around that idea,
It's deep stuff.
Yeah, well, you asked the question, didn't you?
Yeah,
we could have kept it light and talked about the weather, but...
So what a year you've had. It's been incredible, hasn't it, 2009 for you?
I've had such a great year. I've just finished my tour and everything's kind of... Yeah, I just feel really good about it. I'm going to get over to the States a little bit, do some shows over there and, and then hopefully in the next sort of 6 months, try to get back in the studio and start working on a new album. But yeah, just touring around the UK and Europe has just been so much fun. I've got an amazing band and yeah, couldn't ask for a better group of people to tour with. So it's been really cool. And
obviously this tour, maybe for the first time, is you basically. You are the headline act kind of thing. It must be very exciting.
Yeah, you kind of, it's so exciting. I mean, I've been doing music for years, probably about the last 8 years, and I've sort of watched a whole bunch of my friends do their thing, and so it was really cool to be able to do it myself, Fun.
If I had to pick my top 3 favourite songs of the year, I don't know what position they would be in, but Red would definitely be in the top 3. It's just an incredible record.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Incredible record. And the video as well. It's one of those... It's kind of up there with, the Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, kind of in terms of emotion on that video. How difficult was it to actually... Because obviously you're just miming along to the song, aren't you? You really do get very emotional in that video. Yeah,
there's the definite... It's a different type of performance when you're making a video. And it all comes down to a really good director. Anthony Mandler directed that. He did... He's done a bunch of Jay-Z videos. He did DOA. He did a couple of Rihanna videos. But he's... when you're working with someone who's got a really sort of great grasp on what they want to put across as the director, I think it makes your job easier. But yeah, for me, I guess it is kind of like miming along, but but I'm singing I'm singing as hard as I would if I was singing live.
Yeah.
There just happens to be me in the background doing it at the same time while I'm doing it. So it is kind of weird. It's very different from performing live, but But that's the only way you can really can convey that emotion is if you actually are singing. You know, you can always tell when someone's not really doing it.
When they're faking it.
Yeah, when they're faking it.
So how's that song gone down at the gigs then? Is that the one you keep for the encore at the end, kind of the cigarette lighter in the air kind of moment?
It's that kind of a moment. It's amazing. It's kind of like, you know, the first time I performed it, I think it was at a festival, and I was blown away by how many, but like everyone just started singing from the start of the song to the end, and I was like, wow, like that's, you know, it's crazy. You kind of realize that it's not really your song anymore. It's theirs now. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's an amazing sort of experience to be up there singing along with, you know, 2,000-3,000 people singing with you.
Absolutely fantastic. And obviously, you are from Melbourne, as we can obviously tell from your voice, if anyone didn't know. But you spend half your time between London and New York, do you, these days? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I live in New York, but I'm sort of in London a lot now. So, yeah, it's weird. I kind of like, when I'm in New York for more than 3 weeks, I start missing London. Yeah. And then when I'm in London for, you know, about the same time, I start missing New York. So I've got to sort of, you know, play both sides of the pond.
And what about Australia? Do you miss Australia? Because we had Natalie Imbruglia, who's obviously also from Melbourne, in a few weeks back, and we asked her what she missed, and she said straight away the ocean, she said.
Yeah, well, I didn't really grow. I grew up in the mountains in Melbourne, and I really miss that. Whenever I'm back in Melbourne, I always go up to where I grew up in the forest, and it's just beautiful. I mean, obviously you miss your family and stuff, but yeah, I'm actually gonna go back in November and play some festivals and some shows.
Because obviously it's cool. Summer there, obviously.
Yeah,
beautiful, good timing.
And endless summer. I'm trying to work on that. You know, just endless summer all year round.
And obviously award season is coming up thick and fast. There's various nominations you've already got, and obviously the Brits is the big one, I guess, over here. Are you hoping maybe to be one of the, I don't know, because you're kind of a newcomer on your own, but you're not a newcomer because obviously you've had hits before. It's kind of weird category you might end up in. Which one?
Yeah, I mean, I go into everything with low expectations, if any. You know, I just, you know, I've got a couple of nominations for EMAs. If anyone wants to vote, actually, they can.
Make sure you do.
But yeah, I've got a couple of nominations for EMAs, and then, you know, I think the Brits will be a fun night. I don't know if they'll think of me. I hope they do.
Sure they will. And what about new stuff? Obviously, because the album is still going great guns. Are you writing stuff now with a new album in mind, or are you just kind of between albums, shall we say, at the minute? I'm
sort of in tour mode, but every now and again I'll come up with a line or a melody or a chord progression that'll probably evolve into a song at some point. So we'll see what happens. When I get a bit of downtime, I'll probably get in the studio and start writing more.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on a fantastic year. And good luck with the new single.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.